So I'm here with Aaron Frost from Domo.
Yep.
What does Domo do? Because I know that you know a lot about Electron. We just had a great meetup where you talked about why you chose to program in Electron.
Yep. So Domo is a lot of things. What we would call ourselves is a business management platform. We do a lot of things that companies like Tableau or Oracle will do, and we do some other things that companies like other real-time chatting companies will do.
Give me a couple things that you do that they do.
That like an Oracle do. We make it really easy to gather all your data and get it into one place. And then once it's together, we make it super easy to like transform two different data sources into one. And then anytime the original two update, they'll reflow into the third one that you created. So you have this virtual data source that's just a flow of the original two. Anyway, so
what makes it unique?
It's unique because a non-programmer can do it. That's our bread and butter.
Really? You're telling me I could do it?
Yeah, that is what I'm telling you. And if you can't, then our job's not done.
Because non-programmers like myself don't always pay a lot of attention to know like what is it that Oracle does. Like I wouldn't even be able to answer that question.
But when you're in a CXO at a company, you're like, I need all the data on this thing.
Right.
And
also, just anyone who does analytics could use it.
Every company has got data in like 15 different places at least.
Minimum.
And the larger they are, it's going to be hundreds. And how do you get those all in one place so you can write reports and have like real-time information about your company? I don't know how you do it without Domo, but Domo makes that stuff really easy. That's our bread and butter. That's why we're here. Our CEO, he started a company called Omniture, which sold to Adobe, which is Adobe's analytics platform.
Okay.
And when he was there, he realized if he needed a number, it took 2 or 3 weeks because he's just the CEO. He's not in charge of marketing or sales.
Right.
He can't just have people reacting at numbers for him. So he's like, when he sold and he was out of Adobe, he took like 20-second break and realized solving this real-time data problem I had about my own company as a CEO, that is my next thing. I'm going to solve real-time data for all CEOs. And essentially, I want every employee to have as much info as the CEO.
Interesting.
Which never happened, yeah. So that's what Domo is. That's our bread and butter.
Okay.
And then we make data social, which sounds silly. That's like.
Well, what does that mean?
I mean,
what do you mean by that?
Because data sounds so boring.
Sense, or
am I
in like
right?
a real human anthropological sense?
No, like in a human sense. Because data inherently sounds super boring if I'm like not talking to myself, and.
But when you talk to yourself, it's scintillating.
It's insane, yeah.
Oof.
So
epic.
But when you're like just thinking about data, it's like how can you make data social? It's not even a thing. But a lot of our competitors, when they have a piece of data or they have something that you've created this visualization, and I want to show it to you.
Right.
I need to take a screenshot and put it into Outlook and send it to you, and that's an unfortunate event because now if I want to have another conversation with you about that. The context of our first email now is lost in an email program somewhere. And it's not like in line with that. And if I ever hire someone to replace you or me, the conversations we've had about it are gone.
You kind of slack like you can track your conversation with somebody in the app itself, in the system itself. Okay.
We have an insanely powerful communication platform that we're about to reveal that makes it like even more. It's always been really vibrant, but what we're about to do is going to be real. And this is what we used Electron for, was for the communication platform piece.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because, everybody, Electron, which we can go into bit. You know, there's so many fun things to talk about. So do you think that, like making something social ranks up there with the most important stuff that web developers are talking about? What do you think is the stuff most developers are most concerned about that you see other folks as well as yourself are like, I got this major problem?
So I think
I like wishes.
I think developers, the number one thing web developers are focusing on is performance. And I think
Why?
In the web you get one process on your nice Mac,
right.
I get one process in the web. And that's unfortunate. So you really, really need to focus on performance. And you look at all the latest things going around, they're about performance. Like you look at React. It came around because of a lack of performance native to the browser and a lack of performance in existing web frameworks. its aim is to solve the performance
And
thing.
for a non-programmer, when you say performance, you mean like how fast it loads.
Like when I
that it
click on
works.
something, just
Bam.
things are instantly happening. And I don't have to wait, or if I'm scrolling, there's no like janky scroll. Just janky, is that a word you get?
Yeah, I could.
So there's no janky scrolling. It's like a very, very smooth scroll
Stuff works
the
without
physics
being minimizing frustration.
Yeah. And so that's the performance thing. Everything looks butter. Everything works exactly like you expect
I like
it to.
that phrase.
Yeah.
Looks butter.
Yeah.
It's badass. Are you like a skater?
No.
You just have the vocabulary.
To kind of go to the other question you asked is what are business owners thinking about?
Well, business
think
owners and web
social-
developers aren't always looking at the same stuff.
I think social.
Although the owners often drive what the web developers are being told they need to
Yeah.
do all the time.
Yep, I think in a good organization, a business does have a significant influence over development. I think social is a very big thing for the future. I think if you look at today's apps that currently exist, the industry standards, if you wanted to compete against them, you could build the exact same thing they have
Right.
with social with added on.
So when you say
and
that,
you could
what do
replace
you-
the industry standards.
What do you mean? But you mean when you talked about Domo, you meant when you said social, you meant you can have conversation inside the app with other people that
Yeah.
allows you to be with other people
Yeah.
more easily. Is that what you mean generally? Because people mean different things when they talk
What do
about
they mean
social.
social?
Yeah, sometimes they mean we want people to share something and market it, which isn't the same thing as
yeah.
sociably
Yep.
talking.
Work
or
social is different than Facebook social, right?
can
And
be.
so I think for work, it means facilitating conversations around the objects that you're talking about. So if it's about this certain data pipeline, or it's
Okay.
about maybe the pipeline is Q4 sales, or maybe the pipeline is tenure over the last 3 or 4 years or something like
Right.
whatever that object is that you're talking about, that piece of data. You need to facilitate conversations around that. Make it so I can share the object and the conversation with the people that matter.
Right.
And if I share it with you, I don't have to like forward 1,500 emails from the past. You just automatically
To make
get
it easy
included with this. And
when
so-
you're talking, presuming that not only does data live on its own, we have it because people are
Yeah.
trying to do stuff with it. But we in the time we have left, just I want a chance because I'm
Okay.
curious to hear as much
Yeah.
more big picture thing. What is most exciting to you right now? Like what's inspiring you on the
I
web? What's
think-
making you feel like the web really is an open, beautiful, incredible place that's going to change the world, which is how we all felt when it started.
I think real-time communication is what has me excited. I think that the future has a need for like remote working to be a serious thing where everyone gets to work wherever they want to. And it's not going to be a thing until someone like cracks that remote working problem.
The commuter issue.
Yeah, like I have a team of people that work together and one
Right,
person
right.
that doesn't.
Sure.
That person's not as integrated, unfortunately, either socially or into the team
Right.
as they should be. Until you can solve that with the web, and I think the web is what will solve it. That is like the ideal project I would be working on, is solving real-time communication, making people who are in different parts of the world feel like they're right next to each other.
Yes.
And like as integrated as the people sitting in your cubicle with you.
I care about that a lot, obviously.
So that would be my ideal project to work on, is that.
Very cool. Thanks so much for your time,
Yeah, thanks.
Frosty.
Thank you.